Guys, 2025 was an interesting year so far, but 2026 promised to be even better. With top star like Ji Chang-wook, Lee Do-hyun, and Gong Yoo on our list, 2026 is shaping up to be a good year for K-drama fans. If you are interested, be sure to stick around to find out which upcoming Korean dramas premiering on Netflix you would like to add to your watch list. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Starting the list is a romance comedy drama, Boyfriend on Demand, starring Blackpink's Jisoo and Seo In-guk as our main lead. Boyfriend on Demand follows the story of an overworked webtoon producer who subscribes to a virtual reality dating service in search of her perfect monthly boyfriend, only to have her virtual romance spill into her real life. Starring opposite her is our male lead, her highly competent co-worker and rival, who also seems to hide a very dangerous secret that could shake her world forever. Boyfriend on Demand is set to air with only just 10 episodes, making it a highly anticipated series for fans of romantic comedies with a modern, fantastical twist. Following that, we are getting a historical entertainment drama with Show Business. Starring Song Hye-kyo and Gong Yoo as our main leads, Show Business is set to take us to the cutthroat world of Korean music industry, set to take place from the 1960s all the way to the 1980s. The series follows the story of our female lead, an ambitious woman fighting to leave her mark in the harsh world of the entertainment industry. Also, joining her is her childhood friend, who follows her footsteps ready to support her at every turn. Airing with a whopping 22 episodes, Show Business is set to show the intense journey of both our main leads as they dive into the highs and lows of Korean's golden entertainment era. Also adding to the Netflix lineup is a supernatural action comedy, The Wonder Fools. Starring Park Yoon-bin and Cha Eun-woo in the lead roles, The Wonder Fools is set to take place in the 1990s, where we follow the story of a group of neighborhood friends who suddenly gain superpowers and must confront a mysterious villain threatening the peace of their city. The story focuses on our female lead, a bright, unpredictable young woman whose life takes a wild turn when she suddenly gains supernatural abilities. Blending action, fantasy, and suspense, The Wonder Fools promises a wild mix of humor and supernatural thrills as it is set to premiere on Netflix in 2026. Also releasing on Netflix is a historical fantasy drama, East Palace. This 8-episode series follows the story of a skilled ghost slayer with the rare ability to travel to the spirit world, and our female lead, a woman cursed with the ability to hear the sounds of ghosts. Tasked by the king, both our main leads set out to investigate the different mysterious incidents haunting the crown prince in the royal palace. Set to premiere on Netflix in 2026, The East Palace promises a gripping journey into the unknown, starring Nam Joo-hyuk, Ro Yoon-seo, and Cho Sung-woo in the lead roles. Among the anticipated releases of 2026 is Take Charge of My Heart, starring Kim Young-kwang and Chae Soo-bin in the lead roles. This series follows the contract relationship between our male lead, a third-generation chaebol with an artificial heart that always runs low on battery, and our female lead, a woman with an extraordinary ability of electrical currents coursing through her body able to recharge him. Based on a popular web novel, Take Charge of My Heart follows the story of how our main lead's contract-based arrangement turns into an electrifying romance. Moving on is a romance comedy drama, Love Struck. Starring Young Hae-in and Ha Young in the lead roles, Love Struck follows the story of a former youth boxing champion who turned to the gangster life, but now seeks redemption as a boxing coach in a small rural town. However, our male lead quiet life gets disrupted when he unexpectedly reunites with his first love, a sharp and ambitious prosecutor who suffers a sudden loss of memory following a tragic accident. Claiming to be her boyfriend, both our main leads are forced to live together under unusual circumstances. Set against the backdrop of the countryside, Love Struck is set to air with only just 12 episodes on Netflix. Moving on is a romance historical drama, Scandal. This 8-episode series follows the story of Madame Cho, a cunning noblewoman who secretly despises social expectation placed on her while discreetly seeking out pleasure with other men outside her marriage. However, when our female lead discovers that her husband plans to take an innocent young widow as his concubine, she devised a dangerous scheme with a notorious playboy to take control of her heart. Based on the provocative 2003 film Untold Scandal, this Netflix series is set to star Ji Chang-wook, Sun Ye-jin, and Nana in the lead roles. Up next is a mystery fantasy drama, Perfect Job, starring Lee Jae-wook and Go Min-si in the lead roles. This series follows the story of our male lead, a young part-time worker who takes a high-paying job at the mysterious human resource agency. However, what starts as a dream opportunity quickly turns into a nightmare as our male lead begins to encounter dangerous, bizarre, and supernatural phenomena that test his courage. Airing with only just 8 episodes, Perfect Job is a fun addition to your watch list if you are a fan of fantasy, horror, and supernatural dramas. Joining the lineup is a crime mystery drama, The Art of Sarah. This Netflix original series follows the story of Sarah Kim, a Korean-American woman who creates a fake luxury brand only to scam the wealthy elite. However, her deceptive schemes doesn't go unnoticed as she attracts the attention of our male lead, a sharp, relentless detective in the Violent Crimes Unit, tasked with uncovering the truth behind her carefully constructed identity. Starring Shin Hye-sun and Lee Jun-hyuk in the lead roles. Also adding to the lineup is the action fantasy Netflix series Solo Leveling. Starring Byun Woo-seok and Han So-hee in the lead roles, Solo Leveling follows the story of Sung Jin-woo, the weakest of all E-rank hunters, tasked with protecting the world from terrifying monsters that emerge through a mysterious gate. However, everything changes after a brutal near-death experience, as our male lead gets granted a rare ability that allows him to level up far beyond the limits of human potential. Based on a Korean web novel that exploded in popularity and was later adapted into a best-selling webtoon and a wildly successful anime series. Solo Leveling is currently in talks and would be available for streaming on Netflix. Guys, I'm just putting this out there, but we are halfway through the list. If you like this video and haven't yet subscribed to the channel, you should do that right now. If you have done that, let's get back into the list. Up next is a thrilling psychological drama, The Rat. Starring Ryu Jun-yeol and Sul Kyung-gu in the lead roles. This series tells the story of a popular novelist whose quiet life turned upside down when a mysterious figure known as the Rat steals his identity, his fortune, and even his name. With nowhere else to turn, our male lead teams up with a ruthless private investigator as they begin to navigate the dangerous underworld of crime in order to reclaim what was stolen. Following that, we are set to experience a magical fantasy romance with Grand Galaxy Hotel. Starring Lee Do-hyun and Shin Shia in the lead roles, this series follows the story of our male lead as he suddenly finds himself as the owner of a top-rated hotel known as the #1 destination for the dead by reapers around the world, after the hotel's longtime president mysteriously disappears. Also adding to the lineup is a dedicated hotel manager who finds her carefully structured life suddenly disrupted by the arrival of her new boss. Created by the legendary Hong sisters, Grand Galaxy Hotel is the sequel to the hit Netflix drama Hotel del Luna and is one to look forward to in 2026. Sun Ye-jin is set to star in another thrilling drama, Variety. Set in the high-stakes world of the Korean's entertainment industry, Variety follows the story of an ambitious CEO of a top talent agency who created one of Korean's most popular idol group from the ground up. However, the world she's built would get turned upside down when she crosses paths with an obsessive fan whose devotion to her favorite idols crosses all boundaries. Starring Sun Ye-jin and Jo Yoo-ri in the lead roles. If you're a fan of intense psychological drama, Variety is set to be that series that will give us a deep dive into the Korean entertainment industry. Also adding to the lineup is an international crime thriller, Road. This 8-episode crime series follows the life of a Korean detective and a Japanese inspector as they track down a series of gruesome murders marked by twisted bodies and cryptic dying messages, spanning both Seoul, Tokyo, and beyond. Based on a popular webcomic, this series is set to premiere with only just 8 episodes, making it a must-watch for fans of international crime thrillers. Starring Sun Suk Koo and Nagayama Eita in the lead roles. Following that is a high-stakes action drama, True Lessons. Based on a popular webtoon, this series follows the story of our male lead, an incorruptible field supervisor also known as the Grim Reaper, tasked with restoring discipline in schools where the authority of teachers crumbles based on the corrupt behaviors of both the students and parents that cross the line. Airing with just 12 episodes, True Lesson is a thought-provoking story that examines the struggle on how our male lead plans to restore order and respect in a flawed system. Moving on is a thought-provoking drama, Notes from the Last Row. This series follows the story of a frustrated literature professor whose passion for writing has long been buried under disappointment and self-doubt. However, his whole world gets turned upside down when he discovers an extraordinary literary talent who always sits in the last row of his class. Reigniting his buried passion, our male lead dives into a deep, complex, and unpredictable relationship between mentor and student. Up next is a thrilling horror series, Wish Your Death. Set in the dark hallways of Seorin High School, this series followed the story of 5 high school friends whose lives are thrown into chaos when they receive death warnings from a mysterious wish-granting app called Girigo. With each wish they make coming at a terrifying cost, our main leads are forced to scramble for a way to escape their impending doom. Airing with only just 8 episodes, Wish Your Death is a must-watch if you are a fan of chilling teen horror and suspense-filled storytelling. Moving on is the second season to the hit Netflix medical drama, The Trauma Code. Based on the web novel, The Trauma Code follows the story of a brilliant yet unconventional surgeon who leads a trauma unit through life and death emergencies. With the first season capturing viewers worldwide with its raw emotion and adrenaline-fueled cases, Season 2 is set to push the boundaries even further, with the trauma team facing even more extreme challenges. Also, the third season has been confirmed, with our male lead reprising their roles once again. If you're a fan of the first season, then The Trauma Code should definitely be at the top of your watch list.
클리어. 나니까 살린 거예요. 무슨 말인지 이해하세요?
Also adding to the lineup is the second season of the hit Netflix series BloodHounds. Based on a webtoon of the same name, the second season of BloodHounds is set to pick up where the first season left off, where we follow both our male leads, facing an even deadlier challenge, with top star Rain taking on the role of a ruthless villain running an underground illegal boxing league. Woo Do-hwan and Lee Sang-yi are set to return as our main leads, promising more high stakes that would keep fans excited than the first season. Also, the upcoming season would feature a special cameo by Park Seo-joon and would only have just 8 episodes premiering on Netflix.
내 밑에서 일할래? 우리 복서잖아.
And finally is the long-awaited sequel of the hit Netflix series All of Us Are Dead. Based on the hit webtoon and its global success of its first season, All of Us Are Dead is making a much big return. With the city now a complete wasteland and survivors scattered across military camps, the second season is set 1 year later, taking place in a university setting where we see our main leads exploring the horrors of an evolving virus. With the original cast all set to make a comeback, the new season would have a new setting, fresh faces, and a darker, bolder storyline than the previous season.
무슨 일이 있어도 포기하지 마. 절대.
Guys, we are not yet done, because 2026 still has more in store for us. If you want to find out more interesting K-dramas to add to your watch list, why don't you check out this video coming up next? Which Netflix dramas are you looking forward to? You can let us know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I would see you in the next video.